and they abducted me when I was going to the bathroom. You are half naked. Yes, you are half naked. You know, yeah, and all that. And you have nothing on my legs. The timing was, I don't know why they do it. Kaija, they did that. Dr. Sarah, they did that. Me, they also did that. So I barely put on a dress. I had already removed the panties. Yeah, I was going to the bathroom, so I'm saying this time. I never let them come in, and then they wait, and I finished to bathe them. You know, it was coming towards 7, and it's the time for Holy Rosary. Then they said, no, we're actually not your neighbors, and we're not even your visitors. You are coming with us. Just like that. The dress you saw straight is a night dress. Thank God it was a cotton night dress that I had, barely put on. The strive, the fight for freedom. You are abducted in the most inhuman way. And you're a lawyer, you're a mother, you're a grandmother. Naked. People sit here. A very good afternoon and congratulations. I applaud each one of you who has decided to sacrifice, who has decided to fast in order to be here in solidarity. I want to say thank you very much. I also want to thank my employer, Cecilia. She came all the way from Wood. She's a member of the Mulengera Reporters. So I'm going to be very, very brief. I am going to be very, very brief. I hope women in the front line enforce disappearances, political prisoners, and the fight for freedom in Uganda. And in the wake of the theme for this year's celebration, Giving to Gain, we say that when women share ideas, their ideas, we know that is when real lasting change begins, because it's about commitment. We didn't have to pay her. She traveled from Gulu, got harassed, and you see that. Her own experience is also traumatizing. She's not a politician, active politician like me. Everybody went through trauma. But why are they still resilient? My PA traveled everywhere, including Kasendi. Enforced disappearances. The fight for freedom is not only about us. You, the friends, the families have the burden of that fight. For us who were in it, I don't know where. Because from the time you were arrested, your face is covered in a hood. Very scary. And you have somebody sitting on your hand and, and then they change you to another car, you're still there, then somebody you don't know is abusing you, is telling you how you have killed people. And they abducted me when I was going to the bathroom. You are half naked. Yes, you are half naked. Yeah, and all that. And you have nothing on my legs. The timing was, I don't know why they do it. Kaija, they did that. Dr. Sarah, they did that. Me, they also did that. So I barely put on a dress. I had already removed the panties. Yeah, I was going to the bathroom, so I'm saying this time. I never let them come in, and then they wait, and I finished to bathe them. It was coming towards 7, and it's the time for Holy Rosary. Then they said, no, we're actually not your neighbors, and we're not even your visitors. You are coming with us. Just like that. The dress you saw straight is a night dress. Thank God it was a cotton night dress that I had, barely put on. The strive, the fight for freedom. You are abducted in the most inhuman way. And you're a a lawyer, you're a mother, you're a grandmother. Naked. People sit here and then up the road, because where the road ends is where I saw at the petrol station the escort car with military on. And they had really meticulously monitored us that day. And so I was changed to another car, but before that, I don't even know where it was. Somebody comes and says, you have killed people, and you know, we've been monitoring you, we can unaliven you, and so on. Me, I am St. Michael, the archangel, defend us in the day of battle. That prayer is real. So, after they changed to another paper, they said, oh, we are taking you to Ginger, oh, we are taking you back. Before I knew it, when they removed the hood on my face, she was there sitting on her casting mattress. When we saw each other, it was like we were high school students who had missed each other. Well, I think I'm the trouble causer always. Yeah? You are I was restless. And in that process, it also landed us in a problem. And was supposed, the fight for freedom. When we were in Kololo, the families didn't know what was happening. For some reason, I was supposed to be put on water. I drink a lot of water, so I wasn't given water. And when I shared with the doctor, because the doctor's role is to make sure I am alive, we are alive. Yeah? And I said, you know, I needed to drink water. So this person who was taking care of us was very annoying. As soon as the doctor came in and dressed with their, camouflage and hit the wall. That was already in tears. That was already in tears. I was and the fight for freedom. We were punished. We were given to drink hot water in the morning for breakfast. Then that afternoon we were made to drink 3 liters of water. 3 liters, and the water was like this. When you drink water, you have to drink 3 liters at a go. No, and must you drink it with people meeting the water, and with jerrycan, they are kicking the jerrycan and drinking jerrycan. So, for some reason, I had to remain focused. I drank that 3 liters of water.
Unboiled.
You answered the fight for freedom. And of course, we drank alone. We didn't know whether my house was closed or no, that stuff. I really worried. We would worry about faith helps. Faith helps when you pray. And of course, the day we were picked, it was the Thursday, 4th of February. I just started the novena of Amelia Duo, and I went to a corner and I decided to have my own adoration. I said, Jesus, you are here present. You have inspired the world that please today we are going to be indeed. Lo and behold, I was thinking I see something. It's coming to 7. And I wanted to drink some water. Okay? Of course, now, what were we fed on? You want to know? Beans? For sure. Beans not fried. And morning was porridge. I love porridge, by the way. I love porridge. But of course, the circumstances, and then the lack of sunshine, and the lack of exercise. So, and then the lack of communication. She would be interrogated, but me, I wasn't interrogated at all. I don't know why I wasn't interviewed. You were interviewed, and then you came back. All you wanted was communication. The quest is how you are kept away from communication. How you are kept away from the world. Do not take your freedom for granted, the fragility of freedom. For all those days, from 15th of January to 4th of February, we were kept in one room. 3 of us, mattress down, and the UPDF bed sheets and stuff. While our colleagues, our families, our friends We go to court and apply for habeas corpus, and they say they don't have us. So, what is the lesson for us? This is to scare us. This is to make us look the bad. In my view, you are the problem. Shifting the deal. And it's not, but especially politics about who is right, who is guilty, who is not. It's for us to deliver on the mandate I thought of Article 29, among others, freedom of association, and I all those very much. Then as a judicial officer, as a lawyer, I was like, okay. Sincerely, this was not an arrest, this was an introduction. What would I do? And what do we need to do? At that time, the only thing that makes sense is prayers. She was like, she had a lot of sleep because she had been running all of her household ways. In fact, I was annoying behind that she was sleeping and I was not sleeping. But the light I know. But of course, we bothered so much, and with our third person, whom we believe is still, I think, there we found her. There she had been abducted on the 8th, young woman, businesswoman, abducted on the, in August, October, and she had spent there already 100 days. And she kept telling me I was talking too much about faith and I was there. Then I told her I was talking too much about that, I will leave you here. At that point, I told her I was going to start kicking the door, you know. So, for us, what are the lessons we're going to take? We're going to talk about my experience. Well, one, take your prayers very serious. Take your prayers and your faith absolutely very seriously. Two, give time to your families. A lot of your time, give to your families. Those are the times I regretted when I would have to play with my grandchildren and give time to your families. Amen. Amen. If you have any strength in relationship with your families, 3, delegate. I delegated everything I did was to delegate. As the women, we must learn to delegate. 4, belong to many organizations. Social capital is very difficult. Many women get problems to feed their child. Individual women like massive, you know, together. I'm about to finish. You want to leave? Yeah. Have people that you trust. Delegate even when it comes to finances, delegate. It's very important. And then, of course, your social capital includes those in your places of worship. People pray. People pray and expose the Holy Eucharist. Go to the Watoto church. People pray. Touch people's souls, not their pockets. Touch their souls, touch their hearts. Try to touch people's hearts. Because if you don't touch people's hearts, Dr. Sedagan's testimony, I'm so humbled. Because I did that as a mother. She was already there and denied her children to travel alone. Today, yeah, I already forgotten. But today, indeed, Angel Maya, she is right when she says, people will forget how you dress. People will forget how you spoke. People will forget how you laugh. People will never forget how you made them feel. Let us continue to make that, to ensure that we touch people. In fact, if one of people are supposed to tell me something, I will be surprised. But of course, as human beings, we hurt people. There was some time of me where I was hiding to my family, and they painfully discovered it when I was not there. You understand? So we accept our humanness, but we must build our social capital. And when the cultural chieftain of the local Italian, the chieftain came up. I remember that the lady called Chico, and then I also remember one of our lawyers, Mercy. We also had some engagement in that area. So engage with people, sacrifice, and sacrifice. That is very important. As I end, there is now the UN right women and girls, and also the advocacy for us to demand equal rights and equal justice to enforce and exercise and enjoy those rights and police for women in politics. How do we actually ensure strengthening access to justice for us? What could have been done really to prevent? Because for us, when we were okay, me and David, we were all out that thing. What can we do smarter and safer? It's a question to all of us. What can we do in the current situation? Because we are there. We don't strong down charges with a warning. If you speak out, we know where you stay, we shall pick you. Yes, if you speak out, we know where you stay, we track you. Now your phones are no longer safe. They are not. We are tracking them. At one time I was like, maybe these people who wanted, no, they tracked us to do the phones. And we need to go in solidarity. Also with Dr. Zahara, her husband, she's a member of she's a lawyer. That solidarity helps to make him stronger. It's a soldier to lean on. It's something to anchor. And what is it also that we can do together with the radical movement to make our presence under the circumstances ready? Because we're all targets. We're all targets. What are some of the safety measures we can take? We need to think outside the box and beyond the box. Today is for women and the related Women's Day commemoration. I'm very humbled to be engaging with you people, to have been, awarded. And the thing is, give to gain. It's time. Give to gain. Give to gain. Social giving. Giving is not only about money. It's about yourself. It's about Beatrice spending herself. All of you coming. My peer risking it all. What really inspired you to do that? There is something. What inspired you? And then even now this award. I'm not very active. I used to be very active. A member of the Uganda Law Society. But I transited, retreated, or whatever it is to active politics. How can we be more active and safely so? So my question to all of us, as we commemorate giving to gain, as we reflect, is about, is each one of us the next time? How do we make that to fail? That is very important. Because I know when we were old, I almost didn't come. And each time now I'm out of the house, the family thinks I'm up to some trick and, they are on their house. In fact, about that fright. How do we make it possible that they do not have to be so frightened? She doesn't have to be so frightened. Her own neighbor cut off his mango tree because the soldiers were sleeping up in the mango to watch whether she's coming back when she had been abducted. My own home, they are still. So, we don't know at what point we are going to regain our freedom fully. And of course, the court case, we don't know, but there is a need now for all of us to think through.
Thank you very, very much. The President, Uganda Law Society, who is not with us today, but I believe he's watching us from wherever he is. On behalf of the National Unity Platform, and indeed our President, who is not a missing person, but definitely not everywhere you would want him to be because of the challenges in our country, really want to appreciate Uganda Law Society for recognizing Mama Lina, as we call her. Mama Lina is always there, and she's always a very, very big delight for all of us who know her. And you all know the challenges she has had to go through. You've heard her illustrious career as a great fighter for social justice, for the rule of law, for human rights, but she put all that aside to join the trenches, to be with us in fighting for freedom and democracy. So I want to appreciate you, Mama. We celebrate you in every possible way. When we first interacted with Mama Lina, she told us she was bringing on board 3 Gs: gender, generation, and geography. And she has lived true to her word. She represents everything you'd want in a mother. She's always giving us guidance, advice, and all these things. So we celebrate you, Mama, and we're really glad that Uganda Law Society, out of the millions of women out there, has decided to award and recognize Mama Lina Zedriga Waru Abuku. So we celebrate you so much, and at this point I want to invite you to come and give your acceptance speech.
Our conversation today are dominated by remarkable women who work, who sacrifice, and leadership have made difference in their respective fields. We are deeply honored to host them and to learn from their experiences today. During today's program, we shall also take time to recognize and celebrate women whose contributions have left a lasting impact through representation of lifetime achievements towards the honor of their dedication to advancing justice, leadership, and service in our society. In our second session, we shall hear from 2 distinguished women who, in the course of standing up for freedom of justice, have been unfortunately endured an experience of becoming political prisoners. Their resilience, commitment to justice remind us that pursuit of liberty and human rights often demands courage and sacrifice. Today we recognize and honor them for the important work they continue to do for justice in this country. In our third session, we shall hear from accomplished women lawyers who will share their professional journeys, reflecting on the path they have walked, the barriers they have overcome, and the ways in which their work continues to advance access to justice and women's empowerment. Indeed, today's Radical Nyumba Live is one like no any other. We are celebrating courage, resilience, leadership, and impact. To our audience joining us online and physically, we thank you for taking time to be part of this important conversation. Your presence and participation are what will make our encouragements and meaningful impactful to our lives. Once again, welcome to the Radical Nyumba Live. I wish you a fruitful.
My name is Flavia Kalena Magabe, the woman MP Kasanda District, also the chairperson of the National Unity Platform Women League. Congratulations, Lina. Citation for the Uganda Law Society Lifetime Achievement Award presented to Dr. Sylvia Namuyo Mukasa, a person I am honored to know personally. And right from the women's movement, she has held my hand on a number of occasions. So I am very glad and honored that I am the one reading this citation for you. 2026 by the government of Uganda for her outstanding service and dedication towards expanding access to justice for women and girls. In recognition of her outstanding leadership, commitment to protection of human rights, and lifelong contribution to advancing access to justice, the Radical New Bar Governing Council of the Uganda Law Society proudly confers upon Dr. Sylvia Namubiru Mukasa the Lifetime Achievement Award. Signed, Isaac K. Semakade, President, Uganda Law Society.
The President of the Radical New Bar Council, Senior Council, Semakade Isaac, I know that he's also watching us, and your Governing Council, the distinguished participants today. Let me try to mention a few, but if I leave you out, you'll forgive me. Her Worship, the Deputy Registrar in charge of ADR, Nanteza, Your Worship, the honorable members of Parliament, the distinguished leaders of the National Unity Platform in your respective capacity, the Secretariat of Uganda Law Society led by my mentee, Christine Awol, the Chief Executive Officer, the team from LastNet, Secretariat, my family, especially my mother today, is joining us, and I honor her in the deepest way. She was accompanied by my brother, Joseph Nsubuga, my first brother. So deeply humbled and honored to receive the Lifetime Achievement Award from the Uganda Law Society. The society I hold so dear. As you've heard, I served here for about 8 years, from senior project advocate to executive director. So I'm really humbled and very much grateful to the Governing Council led by Senior Counsel Isaac Semakade. Thank you for finding me worthy amongst all the women lawyers in Uganda that have made a contribution, but you found it worthy to recognize me. I don't take that for granted. I want also to give back the glory and honor to the Lord Almighty. He's the one who rewards the works of our hands and recognizes our labor. When he recognizes you, even man does recognize. So I honor the Lord Almighty. And I want you to read 1 Corinthians 15:58, those of us who are Christians. Then you will know that honor and glory comes from the Lord Almighty. My journey as a social justice advocate was shaped by my early childhood. Of course, being born of Maria Namudu, way back in the early 70s, and coming from a humble beginning. I sometimes walked, when at my early years, I walked to school. And I would walk a journey of about 2 miles. That means I was watching what was happening around me. And then I joined a school that has values and instills values. The Sacred Heart School, St. Charles Lwanga Kalunga Girls Training Center. Some of you may not even know where it is located. Jolly no says not. Yes, that school, founded by the Sacred Heart Sisters on a missionary ground, they instilled in us hard work. They instilled in us honesty. And the motto was, dare to be true. And we embraced that motto of dare to be true. Dare to be true in whatever you do and in whatever you set your hands on. And when I graduated with a law degree, let me read to you a part of the message I received from the head teacher then. Congratulations on your graduation. Sorry, a bit. It is a bit faint. I need to put on my specs and be able to read it. Thank you. This is what it read, and I want you to know why I am a defender of the poor and vulnerable. Congratulations on your graduation as a lawyer. I do pray you get to the next stage so that you can practice law on behalf of the oppressed, so that be their voice, so that they can have justice done to them. That is the card I received as we were in Kagasa celebrating, and it was signed by Reverend Sister Ursula Mugembe. So I thought I was going to be a lawyer like any other, but this was prophetic. I joined the judiciary as a magistrate grade 1. And that journey that was prophetically given to me by a mother who nurtured me for 6 years led me here. I remember when I joined as a senior project advocate, senior counsel Zedriga was the president. And she took me aside and said, "But Sylvia, you've been making orders and signing remand orders. Will you manage to transition and be an advocate, especially for this kind of people?" I assured him, that was an interview, I assured him that I'm ready. I don't know what was driving me, but that was my early childhood, high school, that was shaping my destiny. And I began as a senior project advocate here. And I remember putting all my efforts to ensuring that we improve the legal aid project of the Uganda Law Society. And I am glad the legal aid project of Law Society became what it is, with my efforts and the efforts of the presidents then and the governing council, and has never turned back. And a demonstration of that is that part of the people I mentored, she's a senior here. She came in as an intern, came in on clerkship, and she was able to be with us, and this is a demonstration that the seed we planted and we worked with has germinated. I was using so much of the legal language, orders and everything, but I found I had to transition into the human rights development work. And I have since diverted, especially after doing my master's in human rights and social justice perspectives. You don't remain the same lawyer that went to Makerere to do legalese. So then, as Uganda Law Society celebrates me, I want to really appreciate everyone that we have worked with, because an life achievers journey is not done single-handedly. It is a collective effort. I would not have been able to be here if it is not on the shoulders of the giants that have stood up. Starting with the governing council in their respective succession. I worked with Moses Zedriga. I worked with senior counsel Andrew Kasivye, the late Deo Kuzingoma, Mr. Bruce Kelele, Chika, the Justice of Court of Appeal, and the various management people that I worked with when I joined the Legal Aid Project. But also I've worked with other boards, especially at the Legal Aid Project, Legal Aid Service Providers Network. I will not mention them. I've worked with several professionals that are now lawyers in private practice, those that are judicial officers, those that are state attorneys. We went deep into villages. Lugusuru with FIDA. We went deep in villages, Kalangala, on the benches doing legal aid clinic. We were able to do it because we're a team. We've done research that has influenced policy. The amendment of the Children's Act, the administration of the Administration of Justice Act, now the Legal Aid Law, which began in 2008 here, the first ever national open day, all national open week. It was a whole week that began the discussion of amending, of harmonizing the Legal Aid Law and making it a national Legal Aid Law. And then we had to be on the task force for the national legal aid policy. It began here. The concept began here, and I was not alone. So I want to recognize everyone who has made a contribution and has made me to come and achieve. And so when I'm achieving, you are also achieving. Everyone that I've moved with in that journey has achieved with me. And we want to thank God for that. I want to thank the justice land order sector.